What's up, everybody? Jade Hooper, thanks for subbing. You didn't have to do that. That's cool. Thank you. And hello, how are you? Thank you for whoever smashed that like button. Nobody ever likes my streams. Oh, thank you for that. What's everybody up to today? So far, so good. That's what I like to hear. I am not necessarily teaching, um, more of like documenting my progress in case I don't know what the hell to do later, but I am also learning as I go. So we are working on a ct90, 1969 or 70, I can't remember, Honda Trail 90, also known as the ct90. I got a bunch of parts to put into this thing, so I'm disassembling everything, cleaning up all the gasket surfaces. Um, this is the high-low. So you have a input shaft and an output shaft. And you have the gear selector, and that's the tiny little baby gear stack that came out. This is the high gear, and then this and that is the low gear mesh. So um, not really teaching, just kind of hanging out. And ct90s are getting pretty popular in Colorado right now, so I thought, I should probably record this anyways in case I get lost and I have to go back. Why not live stream some of it so that anyone else who wants to DIY some of the ct90 stuff, you guys can follow along if you need to, or ask questions or whatever, because I do have a manual for this thing. I don't know if you guys need a manual. This is the one I ended up with. It does a lot of different bikes, a lot of the same bike with different motors as well. Winter, what's up? So I'm getting ready to break into the main chamber here. I had to take the high-low gear out first. I don't think we have to take this cover off. This is, I believe, the generator cover, as they say. I guess it's not called a stator on this bike. It's pretty freaking large. I will show you guys. It's a lot bigger than like my dirt bikes. So I guess if you wanted to call it a generator, it's easy to see why. Check this beast out, dude. This is just a little 90 motor. You guys okay? Pretty large for the size of it compared to like that bike. Those things would be like half the size. I mean, of course, a dirt bike doesn't really need that much power, but makes me wonder why such a small motor has such a large quote-unquote generator. Oh, we will have fun. Pontifa? I don't know how to say your name. We'll just call you Pon. Gross. Maybe we do have to take this out first. I forgot. I need to read my Bible. No Huskies, no. I'm a Yamaha guy. I don't know why I ended up with the yellow bike. I was gonna get into Rocky Mountain Mini Moto, and my buddy was like, buy a KO, and I was like, dude, those are literally impossible to find unless you import one by yourself. And he's like, well, shut up and buy a bike. So I bought that thing. It was an old race bike. It's bored over. It's a big bore. I was gonna make it what do they call it? A mini super motard or whatever to compete with everybody. But then, lo and behold, as soon as I buy all the parts and put them on, I found a KO. So I bought a KO. I sold that thing to my buddy. And then it sat for like 2 years. I don't know why they didn't write it, so I bought it back for $600. So that's why I have it, I guess, because nobody else wanted it. Okay, we got to take the generator out, which I think is in chapter 7. Well, it's called an alternator, not a generator. Why do we have to go all the way to chapter 7 for this? Maybe because it's wiring. Yep, they're saying it's electrical. I don't want to test it. I want to tear it out. I know what an alternator is, man. Shut up and teach me how to take it out. Am I right? Sorry, this isn't that much fun for you guys, but I need to know. Holy shit, 6 different alternators used throughout all of these bikes. Some have an outer rotor, some have an inner. I would venture to say we have an inner rotor. So shit. I don't think we have to take this off first because that doesn't make sense. You would think logically. I don't know. It's not very clear. Anyways, but inner rotor type, but the hole is not big enough to get that out. So I don't think that I have to take this stator out before removing this. That's what I was trying to figure out. So I need another bookmark. World's most dangerous bookmark. Seems pretty straightforward. Let's get into this. Not crispy yet, but almost crispy. All right, this is gonna suck. Everything on this bike has been so freaking crunchy. That wasn't too bad. But that was only one side though. Come on, Betsy. Give it to me. Jeez. There we go. Come on. Well, that went better than like literally every other gasket on here. Aside from this gasket, that one wasn't bad. And it only needs minimal cleanup, which is nice. There's just a few spots that need cleaned, so that's cool. At least this one was nice to me. I did a lot of this off camera because I was getting frustrated and I didn't want to show you guys how to break stuff. Think we can reuse that? Nice. There's only one long screw on that. I guess that means I can dump them out and not have to worry about them getting out of order. So a lot of people will get cardboard and they'll draw this out, like trace it. Then you poke holes and you take a screw out and put it, you know, where it goes. But you can see here that there's only one alignment pin. And if I line that up just right, you should be able to see that all these bolts are the same length except for just the one. And it has the alignment pin in it. So it's going to be pretty hard to mix that up. So I won't worry about trying to keep those in order too much because there's not much we could screw up. All right, so this is not at all recommended. If you are inexperienced, do not ever take a razor blade to aluminum. That was a terrible shot, but see, if you're experienced, you can get it done. But for the love of God, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, do not do what I'm doing right now. See that? No damage. But see how it's shiny? So it is, I mean, you can screw this up in a heartbeat. So just an FYI, sometimes you see a tutorial that says use a gasket scraper and then it tells you like, oh, you can use a razor blade. You can, but do not. Unless you have cast iron. So like we did this process on the cylinder head. I did not show it, but it's pretty straightforward. But like the cast is hard stuff, so you can't mess that up. So you can use a razor blade on cast. Be careful because you can still mar the surface It's not impossible to screw things up, but you can use a razor blade cast, but do not use a razor blade like I'm doing on aluminum. Or else Jesus and Santa Claus will put you on the naughty list. Oh yeah, I forgot that I went to the store and I bought something for this job. So I'm using my front camera, so this is backwards. I'll read it to you, but non-marring scraper blades. These are plastic. I don't know if these are going to work with my scraper though. I don't think they're going to work in general, but I thought it was worth a shot. It's worth a try. Basically, get my shit together here. Basically, it is a plastic straight razor. I don't know if this is going to work, but I bought one so that I could be more careless and hopefully save some time. But we'll see. I don't think it's really going to work, honestly. For any of you that might be a little bit experienced and was thinking about using one of these, don't. I would rather use something like this, something harder than aluminum. And I think the grind on these, the angles, is better to use on the aluminum, but that thing scared me a few times. So if you were thinking about using a straight razor, don't. Get in there. Yeah. What the? This shit. See, I thought this was gonna happen. It was worth a shot, but I don't even know what that. Oh, dumbass. Okay. What's your deal, dude? What the hell? This always happens to me, dude. Like, I try my best to do things the way everyone else does and do it the right way. What the fuck? I don't even know what it's stuck on, dude. What the hell? Shitty shit. Why in the fuck did it just work? I don't get it. Yeah, no. Never mind. Wasted $10. Oh, buddy. No, buddy. Carbide gasket scraper works well and fast on aluminum? Where the fuck do I get one of those? And do I have to be careful with it still? Either what? What do you mean either? Are you huffing ether, boy? How was it on the rancho way? Less careful, really? That's crazy, huh? I'm gonna have to get one, I guess. Did you do inside work today, or did you finish raking the lawn? Nature's lawn. Holy shit, the fucking trans line blew off. That seems like a common thing with Chevys, dude. It makes me wonder if somebody's going around loosening them, because John's girlfriend had that happen like a couple times. Or maybe GM bullshit is just bullshit. I don't know. Their freaking hoses swell or something and they stop holding tight, but that's weird. I wish my camera angle was better, but I don't have a better camera angler. The circlip. Where was said transmission line? What transmission has a circlip on the line? Did a hard fitting blow off? The one that goes into the radiator? What do I do next? And also some issues I found. I don't think I have little rubber inserts in my kit that go here and here. Those are rubber. Yeah, I don't have them. Not only do I not have them, they never told me I would ever have them. They did not give them to me because I did not order them. So that's cool. That means I'm an idiot. Wow, that's crazy. The only thing holding this on is the high-low cap, the drive gear. Take the high-low cap off and the high-low stack of gears, and then take this case apart, and the sprocket comes right out. That's the only thing holding it on. That's crazy. Also crazy. Who knows how many hours this thing has had? Those bushings look brand new. Mind you, that's the drive gear. That's probably the piece that gets the most abuse. Yucky. It's like wiping somebody's butt, dude. I'm going to put that back on to minimize contamination for the moment. I don't know how. OBD1 could nobody. Do you still have that box I gave you with all those little fucking scrubby deals? Where's that son of a bitch? I have my gun kit out, but I only had one little brush. I need to clean all this shit out. And what the hell is this, Honda? Who in the fuck thought that was a good idea? What does that even do? It goes absolutely nowhere. Why did you not just leave that solid? But that needs to get cleaned out so it doesn't contaminate other shit. I don't know if you still have that box I gave you with all the scrubbing tools. I don't know if anybody cares, but I'm getting ready to release 2 songs. So me and Obi made a song a few days ago. But I need to master it. I need to mix and master it. And so I might do that tonight. I might get some levels and everything going and maybe do a pre-render and see if it's good. And then if all is well, probably going to release 2 more songs this month or maybe next month because it's already the end of the month. But I've got one finished. I did my pre-render and it sounds amazing. So probably going to release that. And then maybe the other one too. Oh, that's probably the camshaft. The kickstart shaft. What the hell is the sub transmission shaft? Oh. Oh. Huh. Yeah, the sub transmission shaft is bigger than the output shaft. I need one of those things that the dentist has that like one has water and one has the sucker, so I can. I need one of those. This thing has strong magnets, dude. That's feels like it has compression just because of the damn stator. Shit, I don't know what I want to do next. I kind of don't want to. I don't want to. Fucking everybody texts me all at once. I don't want to take the main case apart, but I have to because when I took the cylinder off, these are all rusty and shit, and like a fucking whole pile of sand went in there, so I have to, unfortunately, but I don't want to take these off because I don't have those parts, and I don't want to mess them up and then not be able to get them. But I guess I don't really have a choice. If I got sand in the case. Huh, that must be the chain tensioner. Stop texting me. Do it again. I'm gonna stab you in the face with a soldering iron. Oh man, do I not have a small flathead? What the hell? That must be a hydraulic tensioner. Filthy. It's disgusting. I wonder how all that oil got in there. It's all nasty. how that works yet, so we're gonna stop playing with it. They? What do you mean they? They, them? I assume you meant to say hey. I don't have a choice, guys. We're gonna have to. GT, what are you doing? What? There it is. Come on. Still soft. Maybe I can reuse it. What do you mean? What fingers, dude? I don't have fingers. I just have smashes. No, they're fine. I mean, I work, so it's basically like it didn't happen. I'm not the new guy, GT. Damn. You didn't get any stitches? Gross. I don't know that they can stitch those, dude, because it's such a wide gap. Where did I cut myself? One of these stupid ass fingers. Can't remember. I hit myself with a grinder and it did the same thing. I don't think they can stitch them. They don't stitch together right because the gap is like it works in the middles, but then the ends they have to. I don't think they stitch those. I think they glue them together or something. Damn it! Somebody did their job properly, and it's making my job hard. Fucking Honda Bond, man. Oh, please come out without tearing. Come on. Yes. The hell is that? Is that an oil pressure switch? Yeah, that's what I do usually. I freaking shits like those. If you like band-aid them right and let the blood fill in the gap, you know, then it kind of heals like this one did. This one looks worse than it is. Like I don't know. All I did was smash myself a little bit. It was basically just like that, but now that it's healing, it's doing weird things and it looks so much worse than it really was. That scab needs to go away and leave me alone, dude, because it's all like I'm afraid I'm gonna snag it on something and it's gonna rip off and it's gonna piss me off. I don't know how I want to yank this one out. When I cut myself with the razor blade, dude, it was such a clean cut that it healed so fast that the skin healed over. I don't know why you can't really see it on camera. That's strange. Like you can see it plain as day in real life. There it is. Anyways, I cut myself with a razor blade, and it was such a clean cut. It healed super fast, and the skin healed over the scab. So I had to recut it open and let the scab out for it to totally heal. It was weird. Never seen that before, but yeah. The cleaner the cut, the faster it heals. Oh, your thumb's getting beat up this month, eh? Oh yeah, I was gonna show you guys. I don't know how I want to take this one out because there's not really anywhere to grab it because it's so tiny. You can see it better from this way. It's just one wire that goes through. The other bullshit is too that like if you want to fucking replace those, you have to replace the stator because that's formed over the wires. Or depin, I don't know. That's quite a process, so I really have to figure out how to do this without breaking it. Or pulling the fucking wire apart. Damn, GT, I was running my mouth. I don't know what she said, bro. I don't know what I said that she said. Yay, I got it. Oh yeah, so speaking of all this, Jacob, I don't know if you're still here. Hopefully you're still here because so since I just have a little bit of this stuff, I was wondering if you had a little bit of Honda Bond that I could borrow or like a partial tube or something. I don't know what that is. That must be crank sensor. I'm not sure. Oh, it's so. You know what, GT? You calm down. Give it to me. Let go, bitch. Fuck, those magnets are strong, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called a stator. These are the windings. Whoa, it's like this thing got snagged. I was like, how in the fuck is the magnet that strong? Freaked me out. Huh, that's weird. There's signs of contact in here, and I don't know why. Nothing is loose. You can see here, this one has half of it rubbed off. That the whole one of this one's rubbed off. That one's rubbed. This one's rubbed, the next one, and then half of one again. I don't know, that's weird. Interesting. Okay, so this, wow, stupid. So we have an inside, what did they call it, rotor? Inside rotor means it goes inside the stator instead of outside. There is apparently a combination of the two. These are magnets, and just like any alternator, that's how you get voltage. It's basically just an electro motor that works in backwards. So these, well, the magnets, every time they pass a coil winding, they create a voltage. For those of you that don't know, of course. I'm sure a lot of you do. I'm an expensive sensor, and I wish people would treat me as such. Yeah, Iron Man's chest thingy. Yeah, I don't think it's a sign of problems. That's just paint, I think. It looks like paint for some reason, but none of the windings are touching each other or cracked or anything. I just don't, it doesn't make sense why. None of this is loose. There's no play in the crankshaft. There's not even end play, honestly. Like, usually you'd have a thrust bearing in here, and you could have some, on a normal crank, you'd have some thrust. But this fucker's tight, dude. Like, these bearings are very nice. It's a small motor, so there's no reason to believe. There's no reason to suspect any freaking foul play or anything in the bearings. As long as it didn't sit long enough without oil to like seize the bearings, there's not really signs of rust or anything, except for the only signs of rust from sitting are in the cylinder. I'll show you guys for those of you that are curious. Yeah, I know GT, I know you're a sensor. I know you're an expensive sensor. So y'all better be treating him like that. What's up, TBG Gaming? TBG Gaming. That's hard to read at first. Thanks for joining me. So We know this thing has a billion million miles on it because there is no cross-hatching. So this is the bottom of the cylinder, which you can see where the skirt was touching and scraping the top of the cylinder. This is going to be kind of hard, but you can see, oops, wrong side. Right here is a little bit of banding, which is an indication that this thing sat dry. The cylinder was dry. Probably sat because, so like we can see, there's no cross-hatching. So this thing has a million billion miles. So it probably lost compression and stopped running good, and that's why this thing sat. I want to try. My camera sucks, but I'm trying to show you the reflection. It's not going to work. You can kind of see there is a ring. That ring is from either the top of the piston or like the ring stack or something. There's two of them. Well, three probably. I can see it a whole lot better than you guys, but there's like rings, like shit, this sucks. There's a ring that goes around at the top here, and then there's a ring that's almost midway down, and there's a ring towards the bottom, which indicates that somebody moved the cylinder at some point. It probably sat for a bunch, and then they probably were like, oh, see, it doesn't have compression, and then it sat in that position, and then somebody else probably tried it. So there's like three different rings where you can see that the piston sat in the cylinder, and then moisture collects there and rusts and shows you everything you need to know. There's a little bit of scoring as well. You guys can see that the lines that go this way, that's called scoring. That's normal for high mileage engines. Oh, look, you can see those are the bands I was talking about. There's a band there, and then there's a band down here, and then there's a band like way up at the top, like right here-ish. That's how you can tell the piston was sitting in the cylinder for a long time. But you can also see all the scoring, which is just normal. That's from high mileage or like sucking in dust and shit. It's normal. And these are not bad by any means. Their scoring in this is really not bad at all. It's just smooth, which is not good. You're supposed to have some cross-hatching there, but that thing is like polished. So this thing had a lot of miles on it, or a lot of hours. Yeah, I think it was kept indoors because it is very faint banding, but it is there. But I think it lived a good life, you know. I think somebody used it a lot, and then it just quit running, and then it just sat in a garage somewhere for a long time. This thing was built in 71, I think. I can't remember, 79 or 69 to 71. I forgot what the sticker said, but she is old. All right, enough learning. Stop making me teach you guys stuff. I'm trying to do stuff. I want to show you guys the scoring on the piston too. I bought a new piston for this motor because it's really, really, really hard to find OEM rings. So I didn't want to just buy rings. The piston could probably be cleaned up. You can see the scoring on the skirt. Not bad at all. So this piston probably could be used again. I mean, I wouldn't even say probably, definitely. There's like hardly any wear and tear on this piston. Everything's tight, no rocking on the wrist pin, maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe like a few thousandths, but that could also be normal because there's supposed to be a gap in there so that this thing moves freely. And there needs to be a small gap in there so that the oil can get in there and keep this wrist, they call it. There's a wrist pin in there. That needs to be able to move. So um, I think that piston is fine, but very hard to find OEM rings for Hondas, which absolutely fucking blows my mind because Honda, like, the whole story of Honda, he started, World War II happened, and then he got into like making small engines. And then, well, like small engine repair. And then everybody was going crazy about bikes. So he took these small World War II era generator motors and started making like little motor scooter things. Then he decided he wanted to make piston rings. Well, he fucking sucked at making piston rings. So Akira Honda was just terrible. And so he went back to school to learn how to make piston rings. And then he started making like some of the best piston rings on earth. So it makes zero fucking sense to me how it's hard to find OEM piston rings for Hondas. Because Honda's been making quality rings forever. But anyways, long story short, the kit I bought comes with a new piston. It's updated with modern stuff, so you can see the Teflon coating on the side. So I showed you the scoring on the side of the piston. This Teflon is basically a self-lubricating coating. It doesn't require oil, but it will have oil as well. So that's just extra insurance to keep this centered, fitting tight, and no piston slap. You can also see, let me see if I can get the light right. So you can see the top is a different color than the side. It almost looks like that Teflon stuff is on the top. It's not Teflon. I forgot what kind of coating it is. It might be ceramic, but it's a temperature wear and tear resistant coating. So there was some benefit to getting an aftermarket piston, but the main reason why I got an aftermarket piston is because it comes with its own little tiny baby itsy bitsy piston ring kit that's matched to that piston. So I would have loved to get OEM Honda rings and piston, but almost impossible. I don't know why. That kind of pissed me off, but whatever. At least there's good quality parts for the aftermarket. So thank you to Common Motor Collective or whatever. These guys specialize in ct90 and a few other small bikes. They also send stickers when you order. So honestly, if you ask me, if you buy parts and they don't give you stickers, they should give you a refund and go out of business, because what the fuck, man? We're in motorsports. We want stickers. Every guy building motors wants stickers. So if everybody could kindly start sending stickers with all of your orders, that'd be great. Thanks. Where was I? You distracted the fuck out of me, GT. Just kidding. We're playing engine rebuild Tetris right now. And if you're wondering why, it's because I'm lazy and I want to take the chain out before taking this stupid thing off. This freaking stator rotor. Bro, get out. I don't know what your deal is. Oh, it's the magnets. They're screwing my life up. Somebody should make jewelry out of this. I think that would make a freaking awesome bracelet, or even like a kick-ass necklace. Sick, bro. Sick. Okay, this might be better than I thought. Nope, still shitty. Fucking screws going this way, that sucks. Okay. Oh well. I'll be right back. I gotta get a bag to put all this shit in. I'm not gonna, dude, it has oil all over it. I'm not gonna wear it. I should have though. Big bag. Yeah, you're probably right. They probably do have that on Etsy or Temu, but at the same time, my counter argument is if I'm buying jewelry, I don't want to buy it off Temu or Etsy, dude. Okay, bagged, labeled, except I'm not retarded, so I know what this is, I know where it goes, so I'm not going to label it, but you guys label your stuff. Small bag. We're going to put, let's see, what do we want to put in here? I guess I know what this is too. So this is one of our idler gears for the timing, but then we've got our high-low gear reduction stack. I guess I'll put that in there too with, yeah, I can remember that. I'm gonna go in there. This is called a circlip, or I forgot the other name for it. We'll put that in there. The other half of our gear stack. Put that in there. We're good. Kickstarter. We don't need to put this in a bag. We'll just put it on the shelf. Now, we're going to put this back on because my workbench is absolutely fucked, as you can see, contaminated with filthy dirt and whatever else I've got on here. So we're going to put the case back together so that we don't contaminate it. All of these so this is the main case part right here. I need to take that apart so I can replace that gasket and clean it. All the hardware's on the other side. So we've got like the output shaft as well. You know, that stuff is going to want to come off. So There's like several reasons why we're just going to put this back on, finger tight it, flip it over, loosen everything. And then once we get all those out, we'll flip it back, take all this shit off again, and then try to separate it. Maybe. I don't know. What time is it actually? I don't know how long I want to stream because I wanted to do a game stream tonight. Oh shit. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Bitch. I hate you. Ugh. Stupid nasty shit. Filthy. Filthy as all hell. I guess I could clean that side, but let's at least break the case bolts for tomorrow. Okay, don't go smashing these on. I like to use the Asian persuasion. We've got 2 locator pins. You got to line those up first. And then just get whatever the smallest not metallic thing you have to tap these on. Hit it kind of like in the middle first. And then when it gets hard, go to wherever your locator pins are. Shit, I'm terrible at recording things for you guys, but like that, see how that just smashed on? And then like the other side has a little bit of a gap. Go back to where the other locator pin is and just give it a little bit of love. See how that closed up? Do not hit aluminum with anything because you'll crack it. I say that and then I hit it with stuff. So like plastic or wood, I've got, don't hit it with hard things because you'll crack it. So I've got this 2x for like smacking shit. And then plastic hammer handle or screwdriver, or like a lot of hammers have this rubbery coating. You can see I've already gashed mine up from like using it in such a way, but if it's like rubbery or plastic or both in this case, this is really good for persuading things back into place or out of place. When you're working on aluminum, spin everything backwards. I don't know if you can hear this, but should have been able to hear that. If you spin it backwards until it clicks and then go forward, you should never cross thread anything. Doesn't have to be on aluminum either. You can use that anywhere in life. Anywhere you don't want to cross thread something. We're not tightening this down either. We're just going like finger tight just to hold it together. And that way we can flip it over and break the bolts on the other side. Yeah, GT, a little tappy tap. Your little 4-pound sledgehammer. That thing's got some authority. There's a reason I have it. The reason I'm using it on this job is because I'm too lazy to go like 80 feet that way and get my other hammer. I probably should though, because the grip's in better condition. Okay, that's all of them. So we're finger tight. Whoops, good thing that didn't go in the case. So this is, I fucking hate you. Dude, I've already had to clean this thing 3 times from dropping it. Because they made it so loose in there. Ball bearings. Just make sure there's no dirt in there. We're listening and feeling for crud. Everything's good, so put it back in. Line it up. Is this just like, is this part of being a mechanic? Why is it when I set something down, it disappears? It's like it has fucking Predator camo, dude. You set it down. It's a fucking glitch in the matrix. It's a virus in our brain. You set it down and your RAM clears and you just don't know where it is. Back in 10. Yo, GT, I don't know if you left yet, but we may not be back in 10. But I will be back to do a game stream probably. I think I'm just going to flip this over and break the bolts and then leave it here. And then continue tomorrow. But I'll be back on YouTube at least. Hopefully, if I don't do the same thing I did last time and just open OBS and not stream. Told you guys I was coming back. Oh, dude. There. Now we've got our case sealed up so we can flip it over. All right, I'm just gonna pull it off because it's making me mad. Hopefully this tool even fits into some of these places. Like that, I don't think. Maybe. Ooh, leftover chicken sandwich. Good. You can stay for the little bit of a stream we have left here. maybe some of you guys don't know what this is. This is it's like a hammer drill, I guess, a ratcheting thing. But it's a breaker for things that have Phillips heads on them. So if you were gonna try and muscle that shit out, it would just strip. So this thing, you hit it, and that puts a lot of pressure down, which keeps this inside the Phillips head. And then on the inside of here, it has like a little ramp that switches from tighten to loosen. So we have it on the loosening setting, but so when we hit it, it puts a lot of pressure down and a little bit of pressure to the loosening way. So that's what this is. For those of you that didn't know, I'm sure a lot of you know, but people were asking me what I'm teaching. I don't know. I'm not really trying to teach you guys, but just in case there's people that end up watching this that they don't know what this is or why they keep stripping Phillips heads out. Yes, this is a manual one. Anyways, I started saying all that to give you guys a tip and a trick how to use this better. They work a lot better if you give them a little English. So like we're trying to loosen this. So this way is loosened. So if you set it on, give it some downward pressure and give it just a little bit of torque. It will work a lot better than just laying it on there and smacking it. We're going to get our manual driver out and just touch every single screw to make sure we didn't forget one. Good. Okay, well. Okay. It's a good spot to end the stream, but I want to... Yeah, that's gay. There's no pry points on things, dude. I don't like this case. A lot of manufacturers will give you little tabs to pry on, and they kind of look like this. Oh, that's not a good shot. A lot of times they look like this, but they'll have something else closer to it. And then, so like, they didn't give us anything to pry for this case. I'm not sure. That's a futile attempt. Oh yeah, it's stuck. Oh, Jesus. See, I don't know if I don't have a case separator. They have tools that will separate cases for you. I don't have one. I don't want to buy one because I don't work on bikes a lot. And if I do, I don't usually separate the case. I don't know. There's hardly even a gasket in there either. It's almost like they just only used Honda Bond. That would suck, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it like that because I'm gonna have to do some research to see how to get one of these cases open without a case separator. Yeah, maybe some heat. I do have a torch. That is one of the main ways that you can separate cases. The expansion and contraction, like you heat stuff up and it warps a little bit, and that sometimes stresses it enough to like pull it apart. Maybe I can use the motor mounts, I don't know. But that's a good place to stop for now. It's like, it's got to be getting to like 5:30. I don't know what time it is because I'm streaming and I can't see my clock. But thank you for those that joined me. Yes, GT, we're checking Google first. But I don't know. I'm gonna eat a sandwich probably. I'm gonna do exactly what GT just did. 5:30, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oops. Forgot to put that somewhere. I'm gonna put this with the stator. Anyways, what I was saying, I'm gonna do what GT did. Grab a quick bite to eat. And then probably do a game stream. Because I haven't streamed in a long time. I think YouTube has said it was like a week last time I checked. And I don't know last time I checked, so maybe it's been 2 weeks. So I'm going to do a game stream, I guess. I made some videos for you guys, but I was lazy and I didn't upload them, so I've got some shorts coming out that are funny and cool, or interesting at the very least. So on that note, thanks for joining me. I don't know if Vernetti's streaming. I'll get a hold of him and see what the hell he's doing. Yeah, time for Google dinner. Bye, everybody. Thank you to everybody that left a comment. Thank you to the 4 people that left a like. Join me later for a game stream. That's what he told you, huh? We'll find out. We'll see. All right, peace. See you, I guess, in a little bit, GT. You're awesome. GT's awesome. He's probably one of the people that did that. Be awesome like GT. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. You don't have to hit the notification bell. I'm not trying to be famous, but leave a like, dude. Nobody likes my streams. It would really help me if you guys liked my streams. All right. Peace. For real this time. Lights out.